Okay, stop what you're doing. You are not going to believe how this story went from Coldplay concert to corporate scandal to a billionaire CEO allegedly beefing with Chris freaking Martin. Yes, Chris Martin, the fix you guy, Gwyneth Paltrow's ex, the man literally too wholesome for drama. So here's the tea. A Coldplay concert jumbotron caught Andy Byron, the CEO of a billion-dollar tech company, cuddled up with his company's head of HR. Problem is, neither of them were married to each other. And when that camera zoomed in, they panicked like the spotlight was an FBI raid. Then Chris Martin threw a casual line out like either they're having an affair or just shy, and that one comment may have ruined this man's life. Now, Andy Byron is allegedly mad about it. Sources say he confronted Coldplay's team, maybe even Chris himself, and this has spiraled into a real-time soap opera where tech bros and pop stars collide. Let's break this down, because I promise, it only gets messier. Hit like, hit subscribe, and buckle up. This one's wild. Let's set the scene. You're Andy Byron, billionaire CEO, founder of Astronomer, a high-powered data orchestration company. You're at a Coldplay concert. You're with your colleague, Kristin Cabot. She's the head of HR at your company. You're both married, but not to each other. You're sitting together in the nosebleeds thinking, nobody's gonna see us up here. Wrong, because the camera guy saw y'all. Zoomed in, big screen, thousands of eyes, you and your HR chief snuggled up like you're on The Bachelor, and you both immediately flinch like the Avengers just snapped their fingers. And then comes the legendary moment. Chris Martin, from the stage, spots the camera footage and completely unaware of the fallout he's about to cause says either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. And the crowd laughs. My guy. That moment hit like a nuke. Yo, the internet wasted zero time. Like within hours, people had names, LinkedIn profiles, old interviews, wedding photos, corporate bios, everything. Reddit went CSI mode. Twitter sleuths were like, wait, that's not his wife. And within minutes, boom, Kristin Cabot identified. Chief People Officer. Literally the person in charge of workplace behavior. Oh, the irony. And then someone finds Andy's wife's Facebook. She has like 300 friends. She probably thought she was safe until 10,000 strangers start tagging her in the video and commenting things like, just in case you haven't seen this, absolute carnage. She later removed his last name from her profile. No statement, no post, just a silent nuke. Kristin's husband, no official word, but insiders say he found out online. The humiliation is global. Then comes the apology, or so we thought. This letter starts floating around online, supposedly from Andy. It's got Coldplay lyrics in it. He's apologizing to his wife, his family, his company, talking about how the moment was private and violated. And at the end, he drops, "Lights will guide you home, and I will try to fix you." Bro, you did not. The internet had a field day. Everyone was like,
not him using Coldplay lyrics to apologize for cheating at a Coldplay concert.
But plot twist, it was fake, completely made up. Somebody crafted the ultimate PR parody and we all fell for it. Still, it felt way too believable because the real statement, basic.
I'm sorry. I'm taking time to reflect. Please give us privacy. Yawn.
Now, this is where things get juicy. Multiple sources claim Andy was pissed, like full-on damage control meltdown. Not just mad at the camera guy, but allegedly at Chris Martin himself. Word on the street is that he or someone from his team contacted Coldplay's management, saying the comment Chris made helped turn a simple camera moment into a viral spectacle. Some even say Andy wanted a retraction or public clarification. Like, bro, you want Chris Martin to go on stage and say, "Sorry, I didn't know they were sneaking around"? It gets crazier. Someone on Reddit claimed Andy sent a legal notice about the video being non-consensual, which might have some traction if he wasn't in a public arena with cameras everywhere. Here's the thing. You can't demand privacy while being broadcast to 60,000 people, sitting with someone who's not your wife at a globally live-streamed concert. Come on, man. That's not how this works. While all this unfolds, Chris Martin, silent. Not a peep, not a tweet, not a comment. And honestly, that's pro-level PR. He didn't mean harm. He was just interacting with fans and made a joke. A lighthearted, off-the-cuff joke that unfortunately turned out to be a heat-seeking missile for Andy's whole life. But let's be real, Chris doesn't owe anybody anything here. If your biggest problem is that Coldplay accidentally exposed your affair, maybe the real issue is the affair. So let's talk about Astronomer, the company. First, Kristin Cabot, head of HR, was immediately removed from the company website. Word is, she's either been quietly let go or on leave. Internal sources say a full investigation has been launched. They're looking into whether they used company funds for personal trips, if the affair violated company ethics policies, if other execs knew and didn't report it, and Andy, still CEO. For now. But there are rumors that the board is meeting behind closed doors. And let's be honest, a CEO having a public scandal with the head of HR, that's the exact kind of thing that gets investors nervous, fast. Let's not overlook the comedy here. Kristin was head of HR, the person who writes the workplace ethics policies, the one who probably made the PowerPoint about workplace relationships. You can't make this stuff up. Imagine sitting through one of her trainings last month only to see her boot up on the jumbotron the next. You'd be like, wait, is this part of the slide deck? Also, there's something weird about how comfortable they look together. People have pointed out this wasn't a new affair vibe. This looked established, like this was not their first Coldplay concert together. Now Andy's in a lose-lose-lose situation. If he stays at the company, people question leadership integrity. If he steps down, it confirms guilt. If he sues Coldplay, he becomes an even bigger meme. His marriage, it's probably done. His reputation, tarnished. And his own employees, they're reportedly mocking him behind the scenes. Meanwhile, people online are rooting for his wife. Get that divorce. Take the company. Get half, queen. And honestly, who can blame her? Here's the part I think Andy really didn't factor in. The internet never lets things go, like ever. This isn't just some TMZ clip that fades in a day. Nah, this is the kind of scandal that lives in reaction videos, memes, corporate ethics slideshows, and parody TikToks until the end of time. There's already remix edits of Chris Martin singing Fix You with the cheating video playing in the background. LinkedIn screenshots where people are commenting Coldplay lyrics under Andy's job updates. People listing caught by a jumbotron at a Coldplay concert as a new way to describe public humiliation. Oh, and then there's Twitter, or X, or whatever Elon's calling it now. Some of the tweets are brutal. One person wrote, cheated on his wife, exposed by a stadium, and now mad at Chris Martin like he's the side chick police. Another said, plot twist, Chris Martin was never singing to the audience. He was singing directly to Andy's wife. Y'all are cruel, and I'm here for it. And here's the problem for Andy. You can't out-PR the internet anymore. Your lawyers can't shut it down. Your crisis team can't scrub memes. Once it's out, it's everywhere, and it will never fully die. Let's wrap this up by giving a standing ovation to the real MVP in this whole story, the camera guy at that Coldplay concert. Whoever you are, you deserve a raise and an award and your own TED Talk. Like, think about it. That one decision to zoom in on a random couple in the crowd triggered a multi-million-dollar PR disaster, a probable divorce, a corporate HR investigation, a million memes, and now a rumored confrontation with Chris Martin. One dude, one camera, one zoom, and boom, man's career is hanging by a Coldplay lyric. There's just something poetic about the fact that a company that deals in data and visibility got taken down by a literal spotlight. It's like the universe said, let's make this ironic. The camera guy may not have known who Andy Byron was, or maybe he did. Maybe it was an inside job. A former employee getting that petty revenge? I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but I would watch that documentary. Either way, we all owe that camera operator a thank you. Without him, Andy would still be faking smiles at board meetings, and we'd have no idea what's really going down behind those executive glass doors. So, what's the moral of the story? Don't cheat. Or, if you are cheating, and please don't do it at a Coldplay concert in front of a jumbotron operated by the real MVP of the year, the camera guy who said, you know what, let's get a close-up of this suspiciously cozy couple in row Z. Andy Byron thought he was safe in the nosebleeds. Instead, he got a front row seat to the downfall of his own career. And Chris Martin unintentionally set off a corporate meltdown with one line. This story has drama, irony, betrayal, a stadium audience, and an unbothered pop star. If this were a Netflix series, we'd all binge it in one night. Do you think Andy actually tried to blame Coldplay? Should Chris Martin respond? And who's more at fault? The CEO, the HR chief, or the camera guy who exposed it all? Let me know in the comments. I'm reading all of them. And remember, always assume the jumbotron is watching. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.